Okay, I thought I'd have fun with the pasta. You know, you could certainly use elbow macaroni, but I thought we'd be a little crazy and change things up, and you know, it's fun to do different types of pasta. So doing the corkscrew pasta, also known as rotini. So I'm going to get that in there and season that water with a little bit of salt. Cover the pot, bring it to a boil. Okay, now over here I've got some boiling water, and I've just got some fresh broccoli florets, and I'm just going to kind of separate them into the florets. You could also do frozen, but we happen to have fresh, and this is going to be nice and bright green. The key with broccoli is, I think one of the things that kids don't like about it is that sometimes they're scared of it, and especially if it's not a bright green color. I find that when I take, you know, put together a veggie and dip tray and I put some of those really colorful vegetables on there besides carrots and celery, when I do really pretty stuff, different stuff, it's the first to go. So, I mean, we all eat with our eyes. You know that. We've heard that before. So I'm going to get my broccoli in there. And I don't want to overcook it. And then I also am going to show you how to keep it nice and bright green. So I'm going to get it into the boiling water. And then I've got an ice water bath waiting. So I'm just going to cook that for just a minute or two. And then I'm going to plunge it into some ice water. I love that word, plunge. Get it in there, and that's going to keep it nice and bright green. I do that with green beans too at the holidays. I always make, I can't believe. Speaking of the holidays, our Ultimate Thanksgiving Dinner Contest is coming up. So now's the time to get us those great holiday recipes. We're looking for the ultimate Thanksgiving recipes. So whether you make the best holiday dessert ever, maybe you've got a secret recipe for amazing pumpkin cheesecake or cranberry dessert or some sort of a caramel apple dessert, something like that. We're looking for your best side dishes. Maybe you do an amazing butternut squash soup or a pumpkin soup, or you know, any kind of a really great mashed potato dish, a great vegetable casserole, Jello salad, you name it. All sorts of great side dishes. I love the side dishes about Thanksgiving. Sweet potatoes. Then the main course, do you do your turkey a little differently? Is it the moistest ever turkey, or maybe you do something other than turkey for Thanksgiving? Ham, lasagna, Cornish game hens. And then we're looking for the ultimate stuffing recipe too. So main course, side dishes, stuffing, and dessert recipes. Those are the categories. Get us your recipes. We're going to go through all the recipes. Get them to us as soon as you can. And then you can submit online. You can go to our living page and then just submit right there. You can drop the recipes off to the studio. Just make sure and put what category, or you can mail them to us. The address is on the screen. Great prizes we're giving away. Not only do you get to come on the show and cook with us, we're giving away gift cards to Cook's Corner and a grand prize of a dining room set from Van Vriende. So it's going to be a ton of fun. Okay, getting back to my Skillet Mac and Cheese. I've got 6 tablespoons of butter here, and I'm just going to get that melting. And I'm going to do some fresh garlic. If all you have is the jarred garlic or even garlic powder, that will work for this recipe too. But we love using fresh garlic. Just checking on my broccoli. Okay, at this point, it's cooked for a couple of minutes. I'm going to, can you see that there? I'm going to get it into a colander just to drain it. And then I'm going to, we've got some ice here. And I'm going to take that broccoli, that warm broccoli, and plunge it into the ice water. You can see how bright green it is. And it shocks it, basically, is what it does. And I'll keep that gorgeous green color in our mac and cheese. I mean, it's very much on trend right now. Mac and cheese is still one of those great, you know, you'll go to some of the fanciest restaurants. When I was in New York on the Dr. Oz show, a friend of mine, I'm going to add my garlic to my pan here. The only person, one of the only people I knew in New York used to be he's from Brillion, used to be a producer here at Fox 11. So I called him up when I was found out I was going to be on the Dr. Oz show and said, I'm a nervous wreck, can we go for dinner? And he said, absolutely. So he took me to this restaurant, fancy restaurant, downtown Manhattan, New York City, and they had like the ultimate mac and cheese on the menu. And I asked the waiter, and I said, so what should I order? And he goes, oh, you got to get our mac and cheese. So mac and cheese, and it was seriously good. But you know, still so much on trend, but people are doing different things with it. So in this case, we're adding a little bit of broccoli. You could do chicken breasts in this recipe too. When I was putting this together, I thought if you had some leftover grilled chicken, that would be perfect to add to this recipe too. So when my garlic hits the pan in that butter, 30 seconds is the rule on that. Once it cooks for 30 seconds and you can just start to smell it, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of flour to make our roux. So this mac and cheese is not going to bake, but it's still going to be delicious, and we don't have to hassle with baking it in the oven. Just got a real quick homemade easy cheese sauce. Once you add that flour, I'm whisking constantly to the butter, and then I'm just cooking it just for a minute or so. One of the tips that you can do this if you want, you don't have to, is I'm going to just warm the milk a little bit. We've got our Lamer's milk. And that can help with the whole process of making the roux. And kind of speed it along. You don't have to do that, but like I said, it just kind of helps. Big night out is coming up in just a couple weeks. We'd love to see you there. We're headed to Sam Brullo's in Appleton, a 5-course meal paired with wines. Please go to our website and find out more about it. It's coming up real quick. Monday, November 18th. It's going to be a blast, so be there or be square. It's a trip to Italy. It's an Italian-themed dinner. It's really going to be fantastic, so hope to see you there. Okay, so our milk now, heated that up, our Lamer's milk. What else did I have to mention? Oh, going to the Gillette Public Library to do a cooking class and book signing Saturday, November 16th. It's going to be great fun, so I can't wait to see you there. Call the library to reserve your spot, by the way. Okay. How's our pasta doing? I got a lot of things going right now. All right. I'm going to drain the pasta. I want to cook it al dente because it's going to cook again quickly in the skillet, so I don't want to overcook it. Okay, pasta done. Broccoli sitting there waiting for us. Nice and bright green and gorgeous. Let's see if our roux is doing what we need it to do. Yep. Starting to thicken a little bit. So now we're going to start to season it up. This is going to taste really boring right now, so we really need to give it some great flavor. So besides cheese, we're going to add some salt and pepper, dry mustard, hot sauce, a few dashes of your favorite hot sauce, whatever you have in your pantry. It's not going to be spicy, it's just going to add some great flavor. In goes our cheese, a handful at a time, and then we're going to do some, we not only have Lamer's milk, we're going to use their heavy cream in here. So this is going to be a really rich, delicious mac and cheese. You could certainly use all milk if you wanted to. Okay, in goes our cheese, Springside Dairy, wonderful cheddar cheese. Made fresh in the Kanto area. Lots of different flavors that they do. It's really fun. We're using their traditional wonderful cheddar, but they do some great flavored cheddars. And I always add the cheese a handful at a time. You don't want it to separate, and really whisking constantly. We're almost there. One more handful of cheese, and then we're going to save some for the top. And you want to just dive in this, don't you? I know you do. Okay. Nice and smooth and creamy. So we're going to take our pasta, get it in there. We're going to take our gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous broccoli. Stir it around so it coats it. Then I'm going to top this with cheese and just put the cover on it. And I'll show you what it looks like in just a minute when we come back, because basically the cheese will melt on top and you can just take this whole dish right to the center of the table, serve it out of that, nice salad and some bread, and you've got yourself a really quick, delicious weeknight meal with all that cheese and broccoli in there. I think it's really going to be a hit. And by the way, we'll put the recipe on our website,